Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another SWGOH video. So I'm back here in Squad Arena testing that Vader counter to Rey with Malak, and I was able to ask a couple of my shard mates to put those teams in because, to be honest, in Arena nobody's using those teams anymore with Rey. Everybody uses Rey with Jedi, so they were kind enough to do that. So I'll show you the battles, but first let me quickly just go through the team that I'll be taking in. So obviously against Rey teams with Malak, you want to use Thrawn lead because Vader won't be able to gain that turn meter as long as Malak is alive. So what you do is you use Thrawn lead instead, and if you look at his leadership, basically it adds max protection and offense, which obviously helps Vader, even increasing his damage further. But most importantly, Empire allies, they will gain 20% turn meter whenever they resist or suffer a debuff. Now Vader is Sith, so he won't be able to, but Thrawn is Empire, so he will be able to gain turn meter. So what will happen is, when Poe applies debuffs on Thrawn, he'll gain turn meter that way, and he'll be able to get the whole thing started. So this really is the key why you want to use Thrawn lead in here, as well as obviously it adds this additional ability here for both Thrawn and Vader maneuver, that they dispel buffs on themselves and gain 20% turn meter, so they'll be quickly able to go and cycle through more turns again. So that's very useful, that you can quickly reduce your cooldowns. And let me show you mods. Obviously Thrawn, you want to have him modded for speed, but as well lots of protection, because now without tank, both Poe, Finn and Rey, they will go all out on Thrawn, so you need to make sure that he's able to survive those few hits he will get. Now looking at Vader, terms here for relics, you want to have him as high relic as possible. I got him to relic 6 and he seems to be working reliable enough for me. I do not have at the moment resources to push him to relic 7, so he'll be stuck at relic 6 for now. In terms of mods, you really want to mod him for 3 things here, right? You want to mod him for damage, potency and critical chance. Now in terms of mods, it depends what you will be able to achieve. In terms of speed, again, you want to get probably around 250 is probably what you want to aim at. Now I don't have so good offense sets, so I have critical damage sets on him. If you have offense set, that will work as well. You want to again boost his potency as much as you can so he can land those debuffs, and finally you also want to make sure to boost his critical chance to at least around 70%. Try to aim for that, and damage, whatever damage you can, obviously it will be useful as well. So let me just show you the mods here. So here I went with potency, so if I slice that, I will gain even more potency as well. So actually let me just go ahead and do that, just to increase potency on this one. So you definitely, if you can, put a potency cross on there. Now here you can either go for critical damage or offense, and finally here I went for speed, because my speed secondaries or all others were not good enough to get his speed to around 250. But if you have maybe an offense arrow here with lots of speed on there, and good speed secondaries on others, you could maybe stack offense arrow in there. But then for all the secondaries, see, try to stack here crit chance there. Here I have potency and crit chance. On this one, unfortunately, I didn't have anything, so that's it. You obviously want to as well put the crit chance set on him as well. And again here, let's look here again. I don't have that good mod, so unfortunately no crit chance here secondary. I got some crit chance secondary there, and on this one actually it's quite good. I got 7% potency in there, so that's pretty good. Then we got Bastila here. You want to mod her for speed and potency. Nothing really matters on her. She won't get hit at all. They'll just keep hitting Thrawn anyway, so you don't need to worry about her survivability. She needs to be fairly quick as well, and obviously load her with as much potency as you can. Now what comes into play really here for Basti, aside from her fear and debuffs and everything, is actually this one here. because Bastille and character in the leader slot have plus 50% defense and potency. So what will this actually do? Make Thrawn tankier, so he'll be able to tank those hits no problem at all. Finally got Traya here as well, just motor for some speed. Again, 250 plus speed is more than enough here. All the mods on her don't really matter, to be honest. She's there just for the isolate. And as for Watts here, mod him same as Basti, just throw speed on him and potency. So these are my stats here. Now when you're modding Thrawn, Basti and Watt for speed, you need to make sure that their speed is faster than Vader. Now in this team, Vader will gain plus 40 speed from his unique, right? So my Vader will actually be at 290. So I needed to make sure that all three of these guys, Watt, Basti and Thrawn, are faster than 290. As you can see, that's no problem at all to achieve. But if you have even a faster Vader, you need to make sure that your guys are faster as well. Alright, so now with strategy and mods out of the way, let me just run you through the battles that you see how this team actually works. Okay, let me first show you the mods from the first battle here. So let's look at Rey's mods. So she's modded for health here, so she's 220k health almost, and speed almost 510. That's pretty standard Rey team that you would probably see in the arena here. Okay, so we got Relic 5 Poe here. Now his mods are not that great, but still 274 is okay. Got Relic 5 Malak here. Well, let's see his mods. So looks like he's modded for health. Got Relic 5 L3 over here, modded for health and protection. And finally Finn over here. Now he's modded for offense, not for speed, but still 296 is not that bad. Alright, so when Watt gets a turn, you want to apply tank tech onto Thrawn, so when Poe stuns him, Thrawn will be able to cleanse the stun and still get a turn. Okay, so that's what you want to do first. Okay, so then Rey does her lifeblood, then resistant guys go, and as you can see, Thrawn there was able to cleanse himself. So here you swap turn meter over with Traya, and then she can isolate L3, so you don't need to worry about her taunting. Now here, when you do that, make sure you target Thrawn, just that you reduce cooldown on his turn meter swap ability that you just used, so when he comes out of Fracture, he'll be able to use it again. And now pass over weapon tech onto Vader. Now he won't be able to gain bonus turn meter obviously while Malak is alive, but at least will boost his damage here. Okay, so as you can see, they're all going after Thrawn, but thanks to extra defense from Basti's unique, he will be fine, no danger of dying there. And we can now go ahead and fracture Rey. Now here with Basti, you want to target Malak when you use her fear ability, because that fear will turn in lots of debuffs, so that then Vader will be able to one-shot him for you. Okay, here we go. So now Vader got a turn. So here, when I use Merciless Massacre, I made sure I target Rey, because Vader's got tech on him, and whenever an ally will attack, they use their special ability. Watt will come to assist with his basic, which removes turn meter, and it will also apply some dots for you. That's why I target Rey, because I want to remove her turn meter if I can, as well as apply more dots on her. Here we go. Now obviously going to use Force Crush to apply more debuffs, and again targeting Rey, so that Watt is again called to assist. You potentially apply more dots and remove some turn meter, so we just want to go around here, ability block people. Alright, and then here we go, throw a Culling Blade at Malak. He's got quite a lot of debuffs on him, so there should be more than enough. So there you go, over 600k there. And my Vader doesn't even have that high offense. That was a nice big hit. There we go. So Malak's out. Now Vader will be gaining bonus turn meter. Okay, apply more debuffs. And there you go, I used their maneuver ability that you get through Thrawn's leadership with Vader. So, he gets 50% turn meter, so he will quickly cycle through his next turn. And then the final tech, Med Pack, you want to apply on Traya, just that she can heal herself a little bit from those AoEs from Finn. Alright, so I'll just start putting hits into resistance heroes now. Now the Saber attack with the Traya applies tenacity down, which helps you apply more debuffs on Rey, so that's why you want to target Rey when you do that. So we're just gonna go cycle through everybody. Let's do that, start recovering some protection. Alright, so we have another Merciless Massacre now available to use here. So again, let's target Rey to get more debuffs on her. Just go around. More debuffs on Rey. Here we go. And now it's time that we take her out. And boom, 849k with all those debuffs. So there's no problem one-shotting Rey whatsoever. She never took a turn. She never came out of fracture. Alright. So as you can see, it's really straightforward here. Now it's just a case of cleaning up these guys, which, you know, without Rey, without Malak, they can't really do much. So as you can see, this team works really well against these kind of teams you would normally see in arena when Rey is modded for health. But what's happening now is that for TW and JC, people are now aware of this Thrawn Vader counter, so they would stack their Malak and Rey with lots of tenacity, which will, you know, cause you some trouble with landing those debuffs. That's why potency is so important here. Okay, here we go, and this battle is here basically over now. Alright, so I'm gonna show now the mods of my next battle, which again I mentioned previously. You may face high tenacity Rey, high tenacity Malak, so I just want to show you how this team works against these guys, right? So check this out. So low health, okay, low speed, but check out this tenacity, almost 200%. So landing debuffs on this Rey will be tough. Alright, also looking at Poe here, this one's modded for speed, so he's at 310, so much faster than in the first battle. Malak, Relic 7, loaded with tenacity, which comes to nearly 150% tenacity on him. So again, might be harder to land debuffs. Alright, so L3, to be honest, you know, as you see, relics on L3, mods on L3 don't really matter for this counter. You'll just isolate her and then one-shot her at some point, so you can just, she can just be ignored really, so mods on her are not really that important. And here we have our Relic 5 Finn, and you know, this one's modded as well for speed, so he's at 325. So probably this second team is most likely what you might face when you're going up against high level guilds in TW. Alright, time for battle now. So here we go, tank takeover on Thrawn as in the first battle. Okay, there we go, there we go. Thrawn gets a turn, swap with Traya so she can isolate L3. Okay, then heroes do their thing, and then Thrawn gets another turn and can fracture Rey. Okay, here we go, so far so good. Weapon tech over on Vader, fear on Malak. Time to use Merciless Massacre. Rey keeps resisting all those debuffs, unfortunately. Okay, again, see no debuffs on her. Here we can one-shot Malak again, no problem whatsoever. Now just have to go around, ability block people if you can. There we go. Now L3's got lots of debuffs on her, so let's just take her out. Alright. Use maneuver, just to, you know, get another quick turn in here. Okay. So now time for another Merciless Massacre here. Let's take out Thane out. Here we go, he's gone. Hit Poe there. Damage immunity unfortunately on him. So as you can see, we are unable to land any debuffs on Rey whatsoever. And this is where the Traya Saber attack comes in play, because she applies tenacity down and then you can land some debuffs on her. So it's really about, with these high tenacity Reys, it's all about, you know, timing this attack from Traya, that you can apply some debuffs on her. And because she had tech on her, what assisted, and there you go, applied 2 dots for us. Okay, now let's swap turn meter over here with Vader, and again what assisted applied 2 dots. Now in this case, probably with that many debuffs, this Rey, because she was low health, I could just one-shot her right there, but I didn't realize that at the time of recording, because I was just still, you know, practicing. But in later battle I just decided to one-shot her at some point. And here we go, now she's in her damage immunity, and then there she goes. She's also in ultimate, so you just have to wait it out. We'll be able to take it, no problem whatsoever. We've got plenty of health and protection, as you can see. So let's see what'll happen. Yeah, no problem surviving there. Try to apply ability block, nothing. And see, ideally, if I would have her Traya's special attack still available, I could apply tenacity down, but I used it earlier. So you'll just need some practice against these high tenacity Reys to kind of get a feel for when to apply that. Still no debuffs on her. I'm just gonna you know what, I'm gonna use Merciless Massacre here, see if we can get some debuffs. No, I'm like, I'll just start throwing at her everything we can here. Isolate everything. There we go, she's in yellow here. Try to get ability block on her, unfortunately couldn't land that one. Alright, hopefully we can get another turn, and there we go. Manage now to land tenacity down again. So hopefully this will now be enough for Vader to take her out. Come on, let's do it. And boom, took her out there, 188k without Merciless Massacre. But as I said in the beginning, at that point when I had 5 debuffs on her, I should have taken her out already that time. So that was my mistake on my part, but here still managed to win. Alright, let's do this one more time against this high tenacity team here. Because you saw those low tenacity ones, it's not even close, but these ones can get trickier. So let's just do this one more time. Tank tech over on Thrawn, here we go. Now there, Thrawn basically deflected the attack, so debuffs didn't land on him, so he didn't gain bonus turn meter. So ideally that would not happen, but it's good to see that even if that happens, Thrawn was still able to survive that hit. And here we go. Swap over with Traya, isolate L3, weapon tech over on Vader, and here we go. Can now apply Fear on Malak. As you can see, when Thrawn there deflected the attack, this now messed up a little bit the sequence here, because the Rey is not fractured yet, because Thrawn didn't get debuffs from Poe, he didn't gain turn meter. So it's good to see that if that happens, you can still win here. So let's go see if we can put some debuffs on this 200% tenacity Rey. No debuffs yet. Resisting everything. Again, let's one-shot Malak there. Here we go. And then just go around here. Apply ability blocks all over if you can. Okay. Let's see if we can maybe get some debuffs on Rey. No. Do you know what? Here it looks like I again just decided to one-shot L3. Get some debuffs on Rey. No. Alright, at least we got her on fracture now. Let's see if we can take out heroes now. Come on. There we go. Final tech over on Traya. There we go. Come on, give me an ability block or something now. Alright, so this is where I kind of decided to just use basic here from Traya. I will save her special saber attack that applies tenacity down for later when Vader is ready to do a big hit on her. Okay, here we go. So here I just take out Fane, then again just use basic. There you go, he's gone as well, so just down to Rey here. And here I was just using Vader's basic. I was waiting for Traya to apply tenacity down so Vader can stick some debuffs on her. Okay, so she came out of fracture now. So here I was looking at trying to see who can I swap turn meter with, so I did it with Walt, so he can do a bit of a heal, so we can recover health, so we can survive that ultimate. And here just using basics here, just wait for Rey to come out her ultimate ability. Okay, and there she goes, survived that no problem whatsoever. Start recovering some protection here. Just, yeah, see, nothing is sticking, no debuffs at all. So just try here. Let's fracture her again. Now this got her into damage immunity, so we won't be able to kill her just yet. There we go. Just have to wait again for Rey to come out of fracture here. As you can see, we can't land anything on her, resisting everything. Just gonna use basic there. And there goes Thrawn. Alright, now I can land that tenacity down and get some debuffs. Finally on Rey here, and a shock. Alright, now it's time for Vader to use Merciless Massacre. And we got plenty of debuffs on here, so they should be enough, I think. There you go, 370 on a critical hit. So you can see these ones with high tenacity are a little bit trickier to deal with. You have to time that tenacity down from Traya and as long as there are like 5, 6, 7 debuffs on Rey, you should be able to one-shot her, especially one like this that's so maxed for tenacity that she's low health. That's no problem whatsoever. As you see in Malak, he was 150% tenacity, and we were able to land some debuffs on him. But on Rey, she was 200% tenacity, and we were virtually unable to land anything without the tenacity down. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this little more in-depth guide on how to use this Vader team to beat Reys with Malak, that pretty much are a staple of any territory war on high-level guilds these days, because obviously it negates Darth Heaven counters, but thanks to this Thrawn Vader counter, they can still be taken down. The one where they don't have tenacity, they are so easy, as you've seen in the first battle, but these ones are a bit trickier, and you do need to a little bit practice to get a hang of it when to use each ability. So hopefully this video was helpful. Now you can find this counter and all my other 5v5 and 3v3 counters on my SWGOH for Life tool. If you haven't seen it, check it out, there will be a link in the description below. But until then guys, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.